Hello students, welcome to Infinity IAS Academy. Today we will look at the third lecture in Science and Technology series by Infinity IAS Academy. In the first two lectures, we have seen some topics that are important in biotechnology and medicine. Today we will start with IT and engineering related topics. So we have already seen in the section how to prepare for science and technology. We need to have basic understanding of the concepts. Even if you're not from a computer science background or an engineering background, you need to have certain basic idea of the different emerging technologies. So today we will start with blockchain technology. It has been recently in the news and is one of the emerging technologies. So we will see what is blockchain technology. Blockchain is a distributed or decentralized ledger technology. So here we see it is a kind of ledger technology, and then another important point is it is a distributed or decentralized technology. So we know that ledger is basically a record of any transactions that you make. For example, a bank will have ledgers, that is, if you withdraw money or if you deposit money or if you transfer money, it will be entered in a ledger. In the earlier times, banks used to have ledgers, that is, they used to write manually. Now they have everything on computers. We all have heard of bank servers that will record our transactions. So if we see here, when you have gone to a bank and you have made a transaction or made any change to your account, it will be sent to the bank server. You have gone to a branch, but still if you have made a transaction, it will be sent to a central server. That is, it is not at the periphery. That is, even if you make a transaction in your app, in your mobile phone, it will be sent to a central server. From there, the transaction will be processed and the needful will be done. For example, if you have sent money to someone, this bank server, central bank server, will note down the transaction. That is, it will enter the transaction into its ledger and then send the money to the receiver. So this is a ledger technology which is currently in use. That is a centralized ledger technology. But whereas if we see, blockchain is distributed or decentralized ledger technology. What does this mean? So in blockchain, instead of having a central server, we will have a distributed or decentralized servers or decentralized record of your transactions. So this is currently used in cryptocurrencies all over the world. Cryptocurrency is another emerging technology about which we will learn in further lectures. For today, for example, cryptocurrency is being transacted. So if you transfer cryptocurrency to someone, the record of this transaction will not be stored in a central server. Instead, the record of this transaction will be stored with different accounts or with different people in the same network. So the record of your transaction is not in a central server, but the record is distributed or decentralized. So this is how blockchain technology is used. So after having seen what is blockchain technology, the basics of it, we will see where it is used. This technology supports cryptocurrencies, as we have already seen, such as the Bitcoin. And then it is also used in the transfer of any data or digital asset. So this also we are hearing in news, for example, NFTs, non-fungible tokens. It is also an emerging technology and it is a digital asset. We will read about NFTs in further lectures, but today we should understand that blockchain technology can also be used in the transfer or transactions of NFTs. not only NFTs, but any digital currency can also use blockchain technology because it brings in certain advantages with it. And in the same way, blockchain technology can be used for transfer of any kind of data over the internet. So these are some places, these are some of the applications where blockchain technology can be used. So recently, Government of India has come up with a national strategy on blockchain because it is one of the emerging technologies and has a lot of potential applications. For the examination, we need to know what is this national strategy on blockchain and which ministry has formulated it. So it is Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. So next we will look into the specific applications where blockchain technology can be used. So what are the potential uses of this technology? So if you see, it can be used in healthcare. For example, health records. We go to different hospitals for different diseases or problems that we get, but we cannot have all the records on a single platform. So, but if we use blockchain technology, we can have our health records in different hospitals in the form of a distributed ledger or a distributed account. So in that place, blockchain technology can be used in the maintenance of healthcare records. Next comes education. For example, we get degrees from colleges and universities, but we see frequently that there is problem of fake degrees or fake certificates that will be issued. How can we ensure that there is no such problem? So if there is an account or if there is proof of a particular college giving out certain certificate over a distributed ledger, that is, if a college has given a certificate or a degree, it is registered in different places instead of a single server with the college, it will ensure that the problem of fake degrees or fake certificates can be reduced. That is one place where blockchain technology can be used in education as well. In agriculture, we can use blockchain technology for registering fertilizer subsidies to prevent fraud. And then even in electricity distribution, we see that there is problem of leakage or losses when it comes to electricity. We see the discoms are in stress. One of the reasons why the discoms, electricity distribution companies, are stressed is because there are losses. There is theft of electricity. So if we can use blockchain technology to prevent such theft of electricity, it will help ease the stress on discoms. And then land records. Land records, there is frequently disputes of the ownership of lands. But if we can store land records using blockchain technology, it will reduce the chances of such litigations. Then comes blockchain powered smart contracts. Executing contracts will improve our ease of doing business. So if we can use blockchain technology in making smart contracts, we can reduce litigation in such cases. Then comes artificial intelligence and Internet of Things. Internet of Things is picking up fast and blockchain technology has even applications in it. Then India's banks could help avert frauds. We see that there are a lot of frauds happening in the banking system because the data is stored in a single server. So if we can manipulate the data in this server, it can lead to fraud. But if we use blockchain technology, the record of transaction will not be stored in a single server, but it will be stored in multiple places. So it will become difficult to manipulate such data, and this will help in reducing fraud in the banking system. Then comes logistics. So if we see what is logistics, for example, there is a company producing certain drugs, that is pharmaceuticals. It will be sent to warehouse, then to a retailer, then to the customer. So this is a logistics chain. But what if the pharmaceuticals or the medicines that are being sent by the company are being tampered in the warehouse? This will lead to sale of spurious medicines or fake medicines. So to prevent this, all the transactions that are being made in this logistics chain can be stored using blockchain technology. So not only medicines or pharmaceuticals, any other logistics supply chain can have blockchain technology in it. So this will help in solidifying the logistics supply chain as well as reducing the sale of spurious items. Next, that we have seen the potential uses of technology, we will see a few challenges with it. So challenges of blockchain technology are: the initial investment is expensive, because for example, if there is a central server instead of a distributed ledger, so we only have to invest in one server. But here blockchain, we will have to maintain the transactions on multiple computers. So the investment will be high. At the same time, it is energy intensive. That is, we need to run a lot of computers instead of one server. So the usage of energy is also high, which will make it not so environmentally friendly. Then comes privacy of individuals and companies. The data will be stored with multiple computers. Some of these might be personal computers. So there is a risk of data breach, particularly personal data or financial data. So that is one risk with blockchain technology. Next comes, knowledge about this technology is limited. That is because it is a nascent technology and we still have a lot to learn about this technology. So having seen about blockchain technology, now we will go to 5G technology. This is also an emerging one and is recently in news. So we will see the basics of 5G technology. So what is 5G? 5G essentially means fifth generation. The fifth generation of cellular networks. We are now using 3G and 4G in our mobile phones. So what is this G generation? So mobile technology has been evolving and there will be certain improvements that will happen. For example, initially we used to have only phone calls and limited internet. So that is very basic level of technology. After that, we have improved to sending MMS and even SMS. So that is second generation. Then third generation, we got high speed internets that we used to browse internet. So that there was improvement in the speed of internet as well as the quality of data. Next came 4G, fourth generation. So as the improvement goes on, we will call it the next generation technology, that is 4G and 5G. So 4G, which we are currently using, has high internet speeds, and we are even watching TVs on our mobiles. That is all because of the fourth generation technology. Now 5G is coming and this has certain improvements over 4G. So for exam point of view, we need to know what are the differences or what are the improvements that 5G technology brings along with it. So we see there are improvements in bandwidth, speed, latency, and the utility or applications of this technology. So we'll see this is important for the examination point of view. What are the differences between 5G and 4G? The bandwidth. The bandwidth of 5G is greater than 1 Gbps, that is 1 gigabytes per second. Whereas when we see 4G, it's just 200 Mbps. If we want to understand how fast actually 5G is, we see 1024 MB is equal to 1 GB. So having this reference, we can see how improved 5G is. Next comes latency. So latency of 5G is less than 10 milliseconds, whereas 4G is around 20 to 30 milliseconds. So now we have to understand what is latency. So for example, you have opened your mobile and you have searched for something. You have Googled for something. So your mobile will send a query or a question to the internet. Then the internet will take some time before sending you the reply. So that time taken for between it received a query and it is sending a response, that time, the latency is less, the technology is more advanced. That is, the technology or the internet is sending you the answer very fast. That means it is an advanced technology. So if you see 5G, the latency is less than 10 milliseconds, whereas 4G, it is 20 to 30 milliseconds. So next comes the speed. The speed of 5G is around 25 Gbps, that is 25 gigabytes per second, whereas 4G, it is just 200 to 400 Mbps. So we have already seen that is 1024 MB is 1 GB. So that means it is almost 1000 MB is 1 GB. So here it is just 200 to 400 Mbps, whereas this is in gigabytes per second, that is 25 gigabytes per second. So the speed of 5G is very high. And next comes the number of devices. So what is this number of devices? So we all know Internet of Things is an emerging technology. So Internet of Things means there will be many devices that will be connected. So for example, your mobile phone will be connected, your digital watch will be connected, your TV, computer will be connected, we have Google Home, etc. Such devices will be connected. So all these will make an Internet of Things. So if we want a reliable and speed Internet of Things or networking, we need to have a technology that can connect more number of devices. So if you see, there is a difference between 5G and 4G even in the number of devices. For example, 5G can support 1 million devices per square kilometers, whereas 4G can only have approximately 4000 devices per square kilometers. So this is one important difference between 5G and 4G, because rollout of 5G technology will help in taking up of Internet of Things. Not only Internet of Things, even robotics and AI also can be helped because of this advantage, that is, higher number of devices are supported on 5G. So we will see what are the applications that are used in 5G technology. For example, AI, then robotics, even in medical procedures. So we have already seen that the number of devices, the latency and the speed is very high in 5G. So in medical procedures, if we are using robotics, for example, we are performing a robotic surgery, the robot has to send many images of the inside of the human body to the display. So it has to send so many images at high speed, at the same time at high latency, and it has to connect a lot of devices that will be inserted into the body to perform surgery. So in such cases, 4G is not so reliable, but 5G technology can improve that medical procedures, that is, even robotic surgeries can be done using 5G technology. Then we have already seen Internet of Things can use 5G technology as well. With these applications in 5G, we will compare it with 4G technology. So 4G, which we are currently using, we have video streaming, that is, we are watching TV on our mobiles, or even having internet connection to smart TVs. Such are the applications of 4G. Next comes a few challenges in the rollout of 5G technology. This becomes particularly important because India is planning to roll out 4G in the coming years. So we'll see what are the challenges. Here, the high investment in infrastructure. So we have to change a lot of things if we have to transition from 4G to 5G technology. For example, we need to have fiber optic network system, which is still taking up in India. We need to have a very high dense fiber optic network system for us to have a proper 5G technology all over India. So that needs a lot of investment. So there is high investment need. Next comes pricing of 5G spectrum. This is recently in news. So the telecom companies are raising an issue that the 5G spectrum is too costly. That is, the government will allow the telecom companies to use the spectrum, the 5G spectrum. So it will auction the spectrum and the telecom companies have to pay the government to buy this 5G spectrum. So depending on how much this telecom companies pay the government, the telecom companies will have their prices. For example, if the telecom companies pay a very high price to get the 5G spectrum from the government, they will have to get that money back from the customers. So the pricing of 5G spectrum is also a challenge when it comes to rollout of 5G technology. Next comes environmental concerns. 5G technology is also energy intensive, and it is also said that it might not be so environmentally friendly. Next comes production of 5G enabled devices. So we all have mobile phones, but they are only 4G adaptable. But if we have to use 5G technology in our mobile phones, the mobile phone manufacturing companies have to do some modifications in the mobile phones. So that will be an issue when it comes to production, because the previous technology is still in use. That is, 4G is still being used. So if the mobile manufacturing company has to produce, it has to use both 4G and 5G. So that becomes costly. So that is one challenge with the rollout of 5G technology. Next comes late adoption in India. We have already seen companies like Huawei from China are pioneering this technology. So India is lagging behind in rolling out 5G technology. And then comes digital divide. What is digital divide? Digital divide is the access to internet in the population. We already see that there is digital divide between rural and urban population. So urban population already have higher access to internet facilities, even 4G, whereas in rural population the access to internet is less, and they are even using 3G services or even 2G services. So if we are rolling out 5G technology, the urban population will gain access to 5G technology also. So this difference between the rural and urban population will increase more. That is, the digital divide will increase. So these are some of the challenges of 5G technology. Thank you.